up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Habs Tonight post-game show with myself and Damen. The Habs unfortunately lose 4-3 to the Nashville Predators in overtime, but what a game it was. Lots to talk about, Damen, so let's get right into it. I want to, first of all, start the show off with this year's MVP for the Habs, none other than Jake the Snake Allen. What a game once again.
Jake Allen just been playing so well for us. I cannot stress enough how well he's played. And I know that there was a certain member of the media, I'm pretty sure it was Renaud Lavoie, who was saying that goaltending's been a big issue for Montreal. But I just got to say this, Allen has been very much a starter-capable goalie this year, and he's been playing elite for us. He's 100%. Been playing standing on his head every night, averaging just over a 900 save percentage, and making a lot of the impossible saves, especially in overtime. I remember it was Tomasino he robbed when. I remember there should have been that penalty at the blue line. I don't remember who it was, but he robbed Tomasino. Tomasino was literally going to the cops and trying to figure out what happened.
Oh, lots of good saves tonight. And I mean, like you said, there are a lot of teams could use a guy like Jake Allen. To me, he's better than some of the starters on other teams. So we have to be really happy about his play and to touch on Renaud Lavoie. I mean, what a bonehead. This guy knows nothing clearly. But I mean, Jake Allen with 30 saves tonight again. 40 saves. 40 saves. My goodness. That's crazy. So once again, we have to rely on Jake a little too much. We shouldn't be relying on our goaltender this much, but thank God for Jake once again. And a guy that really stood out for me today, who I've, been hard on throughout the season, is Brett Kulak. I've been wanting more physicality, more involvement, a better shot. I found that his shot is a bit weak sometimes. Doesn't get physical enough. And tonight, I mean, absolute cannon. Rocked the guy the shift after. He dropped the gloves. He started it, right? So that, to me, Kulak had an amazing game tonight.
Yeah, he really did. He was just one assist away from a Gordie Howe hat trick. He was really good for us tonight, and I just think that Brett Kulak, I just think that he needs more ice time, because he's definitely someone who I could see us potentially trading towards the deadline, because he's a really good, reliable defenseman, and he also has a really good team-friendly contract, especially during a flat cap.
That's right.
And on the ice tonight, he was just one of the stars to watch, because he actually has, in my opinion, an underrated shot. Because the thing is that I found that I don't know if this is just like me who found it, I found that he hasn't used his shot as much as he should. But just trailing in, and especially receiving that pass from the elite playmaker, according to JJ Watt. So don't question me, question JJ Watt, Cole Caulfield. He just launched that top cheese.
Craziness. And we can touch on Cole real quick, because what a game. 2 assists, beautiful passes. And that's not what we're asking out of Cole, right? He's supposed to be our sharp shooter, but tonight he was the playmaker, and some pretty nice plays there, like you said.
Yeah. I just wish we saw Cole on the 5-on-3 penalty kill, power play, along with Mike Hoffman. Because I think that would have definitely made Nashville's penalty killers a lot more confused, and would have either caused him to have cheat more to Cole or to Mike Hoffman, or to either just stay and cover the middle, which would have given them more space to shoot the puck. That's one thing I would have personally changed if I could just go back and coach and take over Ducharme's job today. But
yeah,
that
was we'd do different.
Yeah. That's something I just wish we could have seen today. If we could have seen them both on the power play. Why do I keep saying penalty kill?
Yeah, maybe one day we'll see Caulfield on the penalty kill. That'd be pretty funny. But yeah, touching on what you said here, I like this comment. Do you think Kulak would be one of the keys for Gorton? I'm guessing keys to move, right? A key player that could bring in some good revenue here. So I think that long-term Kulak doesn't really have a spot on the team with our young up-and-coming defensemen. We have so much depth that's coming up right now, and I think he's just going to be shoved to the side. So I wouldn't mind trading him. His value is high right now. We saw, what he can do. Same as Chiarot there, who's been mentioned a lot. But what do you think we could get for a guy like Kulak?
For Kulak right now, especially during a flat cap, I think we could get maybe a second-round pick, because teams right now, as I'm sure we know, are desperate for reliable defensemen, and Kulak is that. He's a very reliable defenseman. And as I'm sure we know, also there's reports of Sherrock getting that first round pick spot for Kulak. I think it's maybe a second round pick and maybe a prospect, or there's honestly a lot of different ways it could go right now. But I'd say right now a second round pick if he continues the way he's playing right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a second round pick at all. I think that's good value. You know, and we have a new recruitment team coming in, big draft in Montreal this year. So the more picks, the better. You know, it's not exactly a rebuild. It's a retool, I guess. I don't know what we're doing. I don't think Jeff Gorton knows either, but I think he's a guy that we could get something good off of. And my God, so many guys to talk about tonight. It's going to be a long show, but Nick Suzuki again, just a rocket of a shot. 24 minutes on ice. You know, 4 shots on goal, 1 block. Great game again from Big Nick.
Yeah, he played really well tonight, especially that shot from the right, from the top of the right circle. I just want to see him release the puck more from that spot, especially because even he creates a lot of scoring chances from there. Even if it's just a chip on net, Nick Suzuki still does create a lot of scoring chances, especially from that spot. And he's been really, I know he's been really he's been on a bit of a cold streak recently with putting up points, but now I think this will get him back on putting up points again. But even though he's still been really good, Nick Suzuki, he just has that really nice shot from the right circle.
And how did you like the lines tonight? Because they changed a bit, right? So we had Suzuki with Hoffman and who was it? Toffoli? I forget.
I think it was Evans. Oh no, wait. I think it was Evans. Partway through the game where we put Evans, Hoffman, and Suzuki together. But to start the game, Evans was with Armia and Lehkonen to start, but then eventually changed throughout the game. That's the thing with Ducharme. You never know what you're going to get until the game ends, pretty much.
That's right. So did you like the lines tonight? Would you think we could move along with those lines, or would you change certain things?
I'd actually kind of move along with these lines because I think these lines to me it made a lot more sense than some of the other lines. Mm-hmm. And also I just think that these lines I find benefit a lot of the other players as well. They complement each other's weaknesses and their strengths. For example, we know Mike Hoffman isn't the most responsible defensively. Yeah. But he's really good offensively, and Nick Suzuki's a good playmaker who's responsible and very defensive. And I think those two are really good together, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So I think those two, you gotta stick together for at least a bit, depending on how long the injuries go. But yeah, I really like the lines so far today.
Yeah, good lines, and I think another guy that benefited was Christian Dvorak, who had a fantastic game, a nice little goal there, 59% on faceoffs, 18 minutes on ice. So it's good to see him producing here. You know, he hasn't had the best of seasons, but who has, right? Nobody really has had a good season so far. So glad to see him producing here.
Yeah. He got off to a bit of a cold start in Montreal, but now he's sort of getting his feet warm and now just getting more into the Montreal playing style, especially Ducharme's system. And also, especially against the Western Coast teams, he seems to really rack up the points against them because I guess his playing style sort of is based on the Western Conference playing style.
Yeah, he's used to playing with Arizona there, so that would make sense. Good observation, my friend. Another guy who had a big night here was Tyler Toffoli, a bit under the radar, right? Nobody's really talking about him that much this season because he's not racking up the goals as he used to be. But again, 2 assists tonight. He's the only forward that finished with a +1 differential. All the others were either 0 or -1. So that's interesting. 17 minutes on ice. Can't say many bad things about Tyler right now.
Yeah, he's actually a pretty underrated playmaker in my opinion. A lot of us know Tyler Toffoli for his finishing abilities, but man, he actually is really good at finishing. Finishing and playmaking. No one really talks about it, but that's one of the big reasons why Tyler Toffoli was a big steal by Berge.
Oh yeah, good move, and you know, speaking of Berge, I guess it can lead into the discussion with Jeff Gorton's first move as VP of operations for the Habs. They're picking up Kale Clague from the Los Angeles Kings on waivers today. For people who don't know Kale Clague that well, what would you have to say about him?
For me, I'd have to say this about him. He played a key part in both the 2017 and the 2018 World Juniors for Team Canada. He was reliable on the back end, very defensively, and also he can move the puck as well, which I really like. And also right now with our current injuries, Petrie's out, and then also why was my mind blank on the second injury? Edmondson. Yeah, Petrie and Edmondson out. Pretty much our top pair, at least that I projected to start the year. Kale Clague, I wouldn't say he'd play a top pair role, but he could easily like eat up a lot of those minutes. And also he had a really good points per game average, in my opinion. 5 assists in 11 games, and he didn't even play as much in LA. He wasn't relied upon as much. It was mainly Doughty, Sean Walker, but like before Sean Walker got the season-ending surgery, and then also Matt Roy was relied upon heavily in LA, and same with Oli Mata. So Kale Clague wasn't relied upon as much, but I do think he'll get the chance to thrive here in Montreal with all the injuries.
Yeah, he definitely has a spot on the roster. I feel like this is the perfect segue for moving Norlinder back to Sweden. I don't think it would be smart to keep Norlinder for the whole season, burn the contract. Send him back to Sweden there, get some experience, get some confidence back. But yeah, Kale Clague, I mean, I was thrilled when I saw that. As soon as I saw him going on waivers, I'm like, come on, Jeff, let's go. Make your first splash, buddy. And he did. This guy, he's got balls of steel. He doesn't even have a GM and he's making moves already. But I was digging into Kale Clague a little here, and I saw that when he played for the Brandon Wheat Kings in the WHL, he racked up 47 points in 28 games in 2017-18, right, as a defenseman. So that's pretty interesting. Good potential there. 23 years old, puck moving D. You can never have too many of those, right?
I agree. Yeah. And also, like under Berge, I'm just gonna say this: we lost so many more puck moving D than we actually got from Berge, and it's nice that we're getting more puck moving defensemen.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we lost like Mete and all that. So
Subban, Markov. Yeah. We could it could go on for like days.
That's it. But yeah, that was just our little. I think we had to touch on the move today. We did have a pretty interesting game, so we can get back to that. I want to talk about special units because that played a big part of the game. Tonight we did score. We scored a power play goal. We did score against Colorado as well, but we scored a power play goal. And I think the most impressive thing, we did not let in a penalty goal, right? A penalty kill goal. So we were 5-on-5 on penalty kill, 1-on-4 on the power play. Looking good, finally.
Yeah. Keep these special teams right now like that. In my opinion, if the special teams are going good, keep them the same.
Yeah, I like them. I like that a lot. And face-offs, we were a little, shaky, 48% against 52. But we did have 13 blocks tonight. And again, I got to turn to David Savard, who had six blocks tonight and an assist. That's a guy who's improved considerably throughout the season. I think, started off a bit rough, but as time goes on, he's been progressing really well. So I liked his game tonight.
I agree. Savard has been really good for us. Like, at least now to this point of the season. Like, I know his start was very cold, as a lot of other players were, but now he's starting to heat up a bit more.
Yeah.
And the thing is with Savard is he's in my opinion, one of the most responsible defensive defensemen. But to start the year, he didn't really fit into Ducharme's system, I found. But now he's starting to fit in, and that's why he's getting a lot of these blocks in, and also he's starting to rack up some points.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, he's doing really well, and I like his involvement in the offense as well. He's a defensive defenseman. Everybody knows that, but he can actually contribute offensively, as we saw tonight. He had an assist. He charges the net here and there. He's a big guy, so he's also got a pretty good shot. I like when he gets the shot off, if he can hit the net, that is. But another defenseman here I liked tonight was Ben Sherratt. Nothing fancy, no big goals or assists there, but he played 29 minutes. So, he's relied heavily. He's usually the second, maybe third option on defense. Tonight he was our first, and I think he did pretty well.
Yeah. Ben Sherratt today, the way he played today kind of brought me back to the last year's playoff run because of how many minutes he ate up and how well he played defensively and how responsible he was. And he reminded me of the playoff defenseman he was. And his trade value right now from here, as long as he doesn't get hurt, is going up right now. It's just skyrocketing like an investment in GameStop. Shoop.
That's right. They're shooting up by the second, and we love that.
Yeah.
We like Don't get us wrong, right? We all love Sherratt. He's a big piece of the team, and if we were doing well, he would continue to be a big piece of the team. But in the situation we're in right now, trading him makes all the sense in the world, especially when it's reported we could get a first-round pick for him. So again, that'd be fantastic. But on a little downer side here, I'm looking at Matthias Norlinder's stat sheet. He finished with a +1, but 9 minutes of ice time. That's terrible.
It is
terrible. If you're going to keep him with the team, at least play him, right? Or send him back to Sweden, which I believe they should do and they will. But I mean, 9 minutes is nothing. Like, he barely touched the ice tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Just to touch on this, like, it kind of reminds me of what Arizona did with Barrett Hayton back in the 2019-20 season, where they'd like scratch him for a game and then play him another, scratch him for a game, play him for another, and then they wouldn't play him much. But for me, like, it's not helpful to Matthias Norlinder at all. And it's like, as I'm sure we know, like, Barrett Hayton, I believe he'll be a good player, but like that, the kind of development Barrett Hayton went through, at least like to that point in his career, was not good. And this isn't good for Matthias Norlinder, in my opinion. I think if you're gonna let the guy play in Montreal, you got to really play him. You got to let him play maybe 15, 16, or maybe even up to 20 minutes a night, I'd say, like, because like the guy needs to get used to the North American ice surface and even the rules that the North American have, because there's a bit of difference in the rules, but not very much.
Yeah.
But no, I just think it's time to send him back. I think it's time to send him back once Edmondson gets healthy, but or once Niku comes back once he recovers from COVID. So yeah, like, I just don't think this is really healthy with what we're doing for Niku, like, on the development standpoint. But I just want to see Norlinder sent back. Like, I'm not gonna like celebrate if he gets sent back, but it's gonna be like, finally, like, he'll get his ice time there in Frölunda and he'll play good minutes and he'll also get a chance to compete in the Champions League in Europe. So
that's right.
That's sort of the thing that I'm thinking about with Norlinder.
And I like this comment here because he has not gotten any power play time at all. And this is an offensive defenseman. This is a great puck mover, very fast guy, good on his skates, good shot, good vision. Like, he's made for the power play and he's not getting any power play time. So again, it's very discouraging. While we have him, might as well use him correctly. Right now, he's just a plug. Like, okay, you're too tired. All right, Matthias, go on the ice. I hate that. That's really not what we should be doing.
Yeah. Like, one thing, like, I have noticed with Matthias' game is that he likes to jump up into the offensive rush, but sometimes like he might make that mental mistake where he'll go up and jump into it when the other team has the puck. So, like, the thing is with Matthias, he just thinks he needs to work on his defense a bit, but I want to see him on the power play because we were at the point in the season where we sort of know what to expect. But if we see him on the power play and he can develop it, maybe like a bit of chemistry with Cole or Nick or Romy, if you ever want to see those two play together on the power play, which I think would be pretty cool because Norlinder, he has a nice wrist shot and also he's got some good skill, and Romy has a really nice slap shot. So, like, there's a lot of different combinations you could see happening with those players. So I think you got to play him with the kids and maybe just build up some chemistry. And then you just send him back to Sweden, let him play over in Europe. So,
yeah, well said. So a recurring theme, kind of recurring theme so far this season has been, again, our woes in overtime. Right, we are 0-3 now, I believe. 0-3 in overtime. Again, all credit to Philip Forsberg and the Predators. That was a heck of a goal. Jake Allen could not do anything on that one, but like we did so well in overtime tonight, and again, come out with the L. What needs to change, you think?
For me, here's what I think needs to change. I think I think right now it's mainly defensive coverage down low because Mike Hoffman, I wouldn't say he looked lost, but he really did look lost when it was like 10 seconds left and Forsberg was receiving that pass from Yossi. What Hoffman needs to do is, the thing is with 3-on-3 overtime, it's a lot more man-to-man game, which I think a lot of people need to realize now, because if you lose your man and the guy's in front of the net it goes in, it's pretty much game over. And if you lose the puck and the other team gets it, you're pretty much going the other way for an offensive chance. So I think what needs to happen is a lot of defensive coverage. And if Hoffman's going to be out there, he really needs to be out there with a lot of defensive players who are responsible defensively, such as Nick Suzuki or Jake Evans.
Yeah.
So that's sort of my big takeaway from what happened tonight. Like Hoffman just looked lost in front of the net tonight, but like I don't want to blame this also on him because like he played really well tonight in my opinion, but yeah, like the thing is that he just needs to be working his defense, Mike Hoffman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky situation because of how many injured players we have, right? Some big important pieces like Petrie, Anderson, Gallagher, who would be on, the ice for overtime are not there. Yeah. So Shama kind of has to like mix the guys up and okay, yeah, you go. So there's not real sense of cohesion there on the ice. But I did like what I saw in general. It inspires confidence for the rest of the season there. Maybe we'll get better overtimes and hopefully wins. But no, overall, it was pretty good. Again, Mike Hoffman getting that breakaway and almost getting it in. That's why he is on the ice in overtime, right? So anybody saying he shouldn't be, that's not the case at all. But like you said, he should be paired up with somebody more defensively minded. I like what you said there with Evans and Suzuki. That's a good call. So yeah, I mean, looking at the game tonight, I was telling myself like, the people who paid tickets to go to that game they got a pretty good showing there. It felt like a playoff game almost. I mean, we had two good fights. By the way, like Petzetta throwing down, and then Kulak as well. And just an intense play, good goaltending from both sides. Honestly, I was really happy with tonight's game, even with the loss.
Same here. Even the chance. I remember the Nashville fans when they were playing in the 2017 Stanley Cup Final against Pittsburgh. I remember anytime Matt Murray led in a goal, they chant Murray, you suck. It's all your fault. They're doing that to Jake Allen, saying like Jake Allen, you suck. It's all your fault. And then like that sort of like brought me back to the 2017 Stanley Cup Finals. So I thought like, hey, this feels like a playoff game, even though it isn't just a Saturday night hockey. But Saturday night hockey always feels like playoffs to me.
That's right. I mean, Nashville has really good fans. I think we should touch on that because, Nashville is not a hockey town or anything like that, but that barn is always full. Good, loud fans. So I respect that a lot. I respect that team a lot. They got good players. UC Saros is insane. What a future that guy has. He's like 5'9" as well. Not your typical goaltender. So much respect to him. But before we head off here, I just want to remind everybody that we have a 20% store-wide promo right now going on our habstonight.net website. So you can get your merch. If you use the promo code DALE, you get 20% off any item. This is for a limited time, so hurry up. Obviously, don't forget to subscribe and like. Don't miss anything we release here. We got content all week long. Hopefully, we get some Dale stuff coming soon. He's been pretty busy there with his team in Sweden, doing well. If anybody hasn't seen yet, go on Twitter and look out the hit. He laid out a guy. It was insane, and he got the game winner that night as well. So shout out to our founder, Dale Weiss. Damon, buddy, last thoughts on tonight's game?
I just think like this is definitely a big step forward in my opinion, and I definitely think things are going to get better from this point because eventually we're going to get Carey Price soon, and I've heard that he's starting to skate in equipment, which is a very promising. I mean, not in the goalie equipment, but he's skating on the ice, and he's starting to train with Sean Burke a bit, but not in goalie equipment, which is a good sign. And Edmondson, as every day comes closer, he is likely getting closer to a return. So I definitely am looking forward to that. And also, like, I just think this year, like, I think things are going to get much better in Montreal, even though it's a dark time and we know that the direction that our new management has picked for this season to come to is still going to get better this season.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. I think everybody's looking forward to Carey coming back on, and my God, so many. The injured list is just a joke at this point. I think Sportsnet showed a graphic there that we've had the most games missed per player or something like that.
Yeah, main games lost.
Yeah, by far. I mean, we were like almost 50 over Vegas or something stupid like that. So injuries have not been kind to us at all. And yeah, I mean, I guess, maybe it is too soon to say the season's out the window, but let's be honest. How do you salvage this? It's very unlikely, right? So right now, I think we should all just enjoy what we're given. Tonight was a fantastic game. Didn't get the win, but it's good hockey. And I just want to put this comment on because I like it. Martin, I will do that. I will take you up on that. I will change my jersey and see what happens. Come back next post game to see the result. I will do it. I have other jerseys, so I will put a red one up there. Don't worry. Well, I think that's about it, eh?
Yeah, that's pretty much about it. Yeah.
All right. So thank you everybody for tuning in again. Stay tuned. Good content coming to you all week long. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good night.
Have a good night, everyone. Bye.